Hello students. Today our section Global Wind and Local Winds from chapter 8. Let us check our previous lesson. First make short revision. Section 2, remember section 2. Atmospheric heating. Heat energy. Heat is the energy transferred between objects that are at different temperature. That means heat energy transfer from hot object to cold object. So this is transferring of heat. Alright students, from section 2 students, ways to heat transfer or ways to thermal transfer. So remember that the first one, conduction, the second one, convection, the third one, radiation. Three-way that heat transfer from hot object to cold object. Alright, as you see here, the heat energy transfer higher temperature to lower temperature. The first one, conduction. Thermal conduction is the transfer of thermal energy from one substance to another through direct contact or transfer by touching. Of course, all transferring heat energy from higher temperature to lower temperature, or from hot object to cold object. Convection, the transfer of thermal energy by the movement of a liquid or gas, or gases. Radiation is transfer of energy by electromagnetic wave. That means the energy transfer by empty space. As you see, there is no any air molecule or substance or matter, but that is empty. The heat, sun energy transfer from sun to earth by electromagnetic wave through empty space. Our another section, atmosphere. Remember atmosphere, the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a mixture, a gas or gases that the atmosphere is a mixture of gases that surround Earth. Remember, it is Earth, students, Earth surrounded by gas layer. There is 4 layers of atmosphere. First layer, students, we called what? We called troposphere, is it? Which layer we are living in it? Almost 90% of gas in troposphere. Second layer, students, second layer of atmosphere is called stratosphere. Third layer, students, we called mesosphere. Mesosphere, it is the coldest layer. Thermosphere, students, four layer of atmosphere. Troposphere, first one, troposphere. Second layer is stratosphere. Third layer is mesosphere. Fourth layer is thermosphere. Alright. Remember ionosphere. Ionosphere find in the second layer, in the troposphere. Ionosphere very important for human health or for living things because it is absorb or reflect ultraviolet light. Ultraviolet light cause the skin cancer. Alright students, global winds and local winds, section 3, global winds and local winds. Why air moves? Because of difference in air pressure. The greater pressure differences, then faster the wind moves. Wind, the movement of air caused by differences in air pressure. That means, students, as you see here, higher pressure, the movement of air from higher to lower. As you see here, it is speed of wind is higher. Here, speed of wind is slower. All right. Air rises at the equator and sinks at the poles. As you remember, the air rise up, going to up in equator. Equator meaning the middle line of Earth. The middle line of Earth we call equator. The air rise up. Why? Because it is temperature here is more. Here more temperature. One more temperature, that means less density of air. Less density of air, that means low pressure. That means air rise up. What about in poles? It is cold, so it is more pressure. So the air goes to down, sinking air with the higher pressure. That is higher pressure because of the low temperature. His low temperature because of the higher temperature. Pressure band bands area of higher pressure and lower pressure every 30 latitude. Latitude, students, this one equator. Equator is 0 latitude. First latitude, second latitude, third latitude, up to 90 latitude. This side is 90 latitude, another side is 90 latitude. Totally it is going to be 180 latitude. Alright, 0, can you see 0? 0 latitude we called equator. The Coriolis Effect, the curving look of the winds part due to Earth's rotation. During the rotation of Earth, that means movement of Earth, also it is caused or producing winds. There are two kinds of winds, students, global winds and local winds. Global winds, air circulation produced by combination of convection cells and Coriolis effect. The major global wind streams are polar easterlies, westerlies, trade winds, the doldrums, horses latitudes, jet stream. That means there are 6 kinds of global winds. What are they? Polar easterlies, westerlies, trade winds, doldrums, horse latitude, and jet stream. The first kind of global winds, polar easterlies. The wind belt that extend from poles 90 latitude to the 60 latitude, from east to west. That means, students, these are 90 latitude. These are 90 latitude. That means in end of Earth almost. 90 latitude. Air move from 90 to 60 latitude. From east to west. East to west. One wind move from air move from 90 latitude to 60 latitude, we call this one polar easterlies, producing freezing and snow weather. That means the result of polar easterlies winds producing freezing and snow weather. Because Russia, it is found this side. Mostly it is snow and cold weather because of the polar easterlies. Polar easterlies producing snow mostly. Second kind of global winds, westerlies. The wind belt from 60 to 30 latitude from west to east. Yani the direction opposite of polar easterlies. From 30 to 60. As you see, direction from 30 latitude to 60 latitude. That means from west to east. What about polar easterlies? From east to west. So it is their direction are opposite. Alright, producing rain and snow, carry most of North Morocco and Algeria. It is Morocco and Algeria find in that places. Third kind of global winds, trade winds, winds between 30 latitude to 0 latitude. That means from 30 latitude, horse latitude to equator, 0 latitude. So here from 30 latitude to 0 latitude, we call trade winds. Trade winds. Curve to west in north and south hemisphere. Early traders used it sail some part of Arabian world or Arab world located in this belt. Fourth kind of global winds, the doldrums. Trade winds meet around the equator, low pressure. That means from low pressure, when the trade winds come to equator, that trade winds causing another kind of wind is called doldrums, because of there is low temperature here. The low temperature has less density. Less density producing what? Another kind of winds. Horse latitudes, area of higher pressure located about 30 north and 30 south latitude. Dry air desert, especially those kind of winds happen in desert, like Africa, some Arabian country. Jet stream, narrow belt of strong winds that below upper troposphere and its speed up to 400 km per hour. Remember the layer of atmosphere. The first layer is troposphere, second layer is stratosphere, mesosphere and thermosphere. Troposphere, this on Earth, for example, Earth. This on troposphere. Here is stratosphere. What is jet stream? It is upper troposphere or under the lithosphere. Sorry, stratosphere. Here it is on jet stream. There is some wind here. Local wind, students, local wind. Sorry, local winds. Local winds. Local wind generally move short distances and can blow from any direction. So Local wind generally move short distances and can blow any direction. What about global winds? Generally move a long distance from country to country. For example, from cold air from Russia to, for example, Iraq. Or hot winds from, for example, Africa to Turkey, for example. Some example of local wind, sea and land breeze. They are example of local winds. Or mountain and valley winds. This is on our section. Let us make short revision about global winds. Global winds. Global winds. What is the name of global winds? Remember that. The first one is polar easterlies. Second kind of global winds, westerlies. Third kind of global wind, trade wind. Trade winds. Fourth one is the doldrums. Fifth one is horse latitudes. Sixth one is jet stream. Six kind of global wind: polar easterlies, westerlies, trade winds, the doldrums, horse latitudes, and jet stream. Students, please write everything on your notebook, please.